Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. Today I'm going to do a product spotlight and I'm going to share a product that creates these beautiful stitched embossed leaves on the card here. And as you can see, there's not an awful lot of extra embellishment because I want as much of those leaves to be visible as possible. But I'm going to share with you the stitched greenery embossing. I'm going to call it a plate because it's made of metal, and as you can see, it would take like a full quarter sheet of card. Now, we're used to seeing embossing folders like this one, where you put your card in and it embosses both sides. But as I say, this is made of metal, and you just need to use it slightly differently from the embossing folders. So let's start by showing you how to do that. Now, I'm going to be using my cut and emboss machine here, and I've got it quite close up so that you can see the plates. Now, I found for using this embossing plate, you need to have your thick base. This is number 1, and then on top of that you need to place one of the clear plates. So this is number 3. Yeah, number 3. That's better. And then I put the embossing the embossing plate down, and I found I got a better result if I put it face up rather than face down. And then I've got some Pear Pizzazz cardstock. One of my favorite greens, this is. And then the embossing plate. It's number 4. And you can see that it has got a little bit of roughness from where I've done some other samples, but it doesn't affect the performance of the plate. So I'm going to pop that down on top. And then when everything's lined up, I'm just going to give it a push and then crank it through. And it's quite easy to do. This one doesn't creak and crackle like some of the other ones do. And so when we then take it off, you can see that a little of the impression comes through to the back of the card. But when you take it off the plate itself, then you get this fantastic effect. Isn't it beautiful? I just love it. I just love it. Now, it is in the catalogue. It's in the annual catalogue, the 2021-2022. And it's tucked away on page 165 here. And it didn't really look to be much. But as soon as I started using it, I realized that this was going to have a fantastic impression for cards. So that is how I used the embossing plate. And so all I'm going to do now is to just share with you how I finish my card off, so as you can see how it all comes together. So my card base is soft sea foam. This is another favorite of mine, and these two colors do go really, really well together. And so all I did was use some multi-purpose liquid adhesive, and those of you who follow me will know that I like to use the liquid adhesive because when I put it on my card, it means that I can sort of swish it around a little bit to make sure that it's centered on my card base. So there's that piece. So my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and this layer is 5 1/4 by 4. and all the dimensions will be on my blog. So if you look below this video, you'll see a link to my blog, and you'll be able to go ahead and find more information, and it'll have a link to my online store as well. So as I said, I'm keeping my embellishments down to the barest minimum so that the beautiful embossing is visible. So I'm going to have a little greeting, and the stamp set I'm using is Flowers of Friendship. I like these two little blossoms here, and they've got some nice greetings, which I like. I love this font here. So I've stamped a scrap of Whisper White, sorry, my mistake, Basic White, with Pear Pizzazz, and I've got my punch here, and for the life of me, what it's called escapes me. But again, if you go on and you follow the link below, you'll find a link to my blog, and all the information will be there. I'm also going to decorate my inside piece, and I chose to go with Blushing Bride as a additional colour. Now, I did look at Petal Pink, and I really like Petal Pink, but I decided that I would go with the Blushing Bride for no other reason than I just preferred it at that moment. So there's my envelope, and this is my inside piece. This is the bit that you're going to write your greeting on there. So I let that dry for a few moments, and then I'm going to do a couple of flowers. Now, I've already pre-stamped and punched a couple, but I'm going to share with you. I'm going to be using 2 large and 1 small flower. So I'm going to be stamping this scrap of card. Now, to make sure it fits in the punch conveniently, this is the coordinating punch for this stamp set. You can see that the petals go like north, south, east and west. So I'm deliberately going to place my stamp on my scrap of card so that my petals go north, south, east and west, and that way it'll be easier to line up in the punch. So I'm just going to pop in from the top, just make sure everything's lined up, and punch it out. All right, so as I said, I have already got a couple that I have pre-punched, stamped and punched. Now I want to give these a little bit of dimension. So I've got the end of my pick your tool. It's got the cap on it, but I'm just going to push that in the center. This is just a piece of sponge I happen to have available, and so I've just put those, and so they've got a nice cup shape there. All right, so I think I'm done with my stamping and such like, so we are just going to finish the assembly off. So here's my card, and we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm just going to use mini ones because that's what I happen to have handy. And I'm going to just pop a couple on the back of my greeting like that, and pop that down on my card. Think about there. And then with a couple of my flowers, I am going, well, one of them I am going to put attach with a glue dot, a mini glue dot. So I'm going to pop one toward the top, just firmly press it down so it adheres. And then with my mini dimensional, I'm going to put the other two on so that they are popped up. So I'm going to pop one sort of down here, and again I'm just going to use this little tool to press in, and then again with my smallest blossom, and I'm just going to sort of shimmy that in like that. Yes, I think that's going to work. I think we're done with those adhesives. And then for my flower centers, I'm going to go with the Elegant Faceted Gems. Although it doesn't look like it, this is white, and then this is kind of a sort of a pale goldy color, and then there's clear ones. So I used this one, the goldy sort of ones, on the other card. So this time I think I'm going to use the clear ones. So I'm going to use a big one in each of them, of the bigger blossoms. And this is a great tool. It's got putty in it. This is your pick your tool. Nice little bit of putty on the end there. And all I do is press it firmly on the embellishment. I'm trying to show without, there we go. And then just sort of gently flick it away. It's attached. You can see it's attached. And then you can position it and press it firmly down. And there we are. Oh, we didn't do the last little bit. This is the bit where you're going to write your message, your to and your from. There we go. And again, there we are. All nicely centered. So I hope you have enjoyed this video where I have introduced the Stitch Greenery embossing plate. I don't know if it truly is a plate called a plate, but I'm calling it because it's clearly not a folder. And as I say, if you follow the link below this video, it'll take you to my blog and my online store. If you've enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you don't already subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscription button, and then you'll get notified every time I have a new video come out. I certainly appreciate you joining me today. Bye for now.